work anyway. All right, let's clear this screen up. All right, welcome. Got an extra camera on here, so I'm hoping that that's streaming. Yeti mic is working. Desktop audio is off. Okay. I like to let these run for a few minutes before I start anyway. Looks like I might be a little loud. Let me bring that down a bit. And let some people get in since I'm fairly new at doing this. Let me get the camera on. There we go. And it looks like it's working. So welcome. So far we got Frank in here. Welcome. So if you haven't, okay, thanks Frank. I always got to wonder on the audio. I did one where I was muted. About 10 minutes in, I realized it. So I recorded over the audio on that. But anyway, it's I'm certainly no pro at all this stuff. But I just like to get, hello, Mrs. Black Irish 7. I just like to get these videos out when I can and hopefully help people out with some of the stuff I've gone through and tried, or you know, just get another community continuing to go here. So we've got the video I put up yesterday, or wait a minute, Friday I think, is it was the SCU-LAN10, and it's the Yaesu's product that allows you to remotely control the Yaesu 101D, the Yaesu 101MP, and the Yaesu DX10, and the Yaesu, I think it's DX710 AESS. So it only works on those 4 radios that I'm aware of, according to what I've read. And the video I posted Friday night, I believe, is when I did that. Kind of explains, shows how I set that up and how to use it. I'd set it up before, so I factory reset everything and thought this might be helpful, so I put it out there and reset it all back up. And then I played with it remotely earlier today just to make sure it worked, and it did. And what I'm hoping for, though, is that the headset, I actually changed it. The headset audio, when I was trying to transmit through my headset on voice, when I was monitoring, it did not sound clear. I switched to the Yeti, and it sounded clear. So we'll see how somebody else hears me, if I can hopefully find somebody. So over here on this other camera, I just set up real quick another webcam. I've got the Yaesu LAN10 on top here of the speaker, and then the radio here. I'm hoping to be able to view it so you can see. Let me bring it down a little bit, because I want you to be able to see how this software connects. It's got a pretty cool interface, the Yaesu software. It looks similar to what shows up on the SDR screens, which will pop up here in a second. So let me see. Okay, I'm not covering the icon. So yesterday we used this setting tool and we set the box up, the LAN10. We set that up with an IP and a login and all that. So all you have to do now is make sure that the box is plugged in as it was when you set it up, the USB into the radio, the I think 13-pin DIN into the radio, and the network cable connected to your network. So it's all set up. I tested it earlier, and I thought I'd get another laptop to test it remotely, but I don't have to, because my radio is no longer connected to my desktop that I'm on now, because the USB port is taken up by the LAN10. So I can use this desktop without bringing in other cameras and setting up other laptops for this stream. So here, we'll go here to the Yaesu SCU-LAN10. This is the other software that's installed. And we'll just double click that. And it should turn it on once it loads up. Oh, watch it not work. Okay, so here's where I was confused on the video. It's kind of funny if you look at the end of that video I posted. I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working, and after about 7-8 minutes I figured out I just got to push this button here. So now you'll see the power come on the radio, and here we got the screen right here. So now what I was wondering, I'm hoping, okay, the mic headset's receiving, but I don't know if it's going to receive the voice from someone else. I had my line in enabled, but I'm not sure if it's coming through or not. I don't want to provide any feedback here. So, oh, you got the 710. Awesome. I think those two radios are awesome. I got this 101D in 2019's Gigaparts contest, that drawing that you put in every day for. And one year, that year of 2019, I was like, I wanted this radio, and it was the chair. It was this chair. I don't know if you can see it because the blue screen or the background's out. But I got a big chair. I got the Heil Pro 7, the Prass, which is something audio system from Heil, and what else did I get? Like 150 feet of LMR 400. It was a huge package of stuff I won, and so anyway, 2019, I got the 101D, so I sold my 1200, Yaesu 1200, and this radio is just amazing for those who have it. And if I was looking for a radio now that I could actually buy, I mean, these are 3,000 something, but I don't think it's a radio that I would be able to justify purchasing, especially not through the XYL. But the 10 and the 710 are both awesome radios, and I think the 10 has similar DSP filters or something, but I would definitely be looking at one of those radios. Oh, you do hear the static? I'm going to turn it down on the radio. Do you still hear the static? Because I think it's coming through the microphone. I think there's about an 8-second delay here. And I'm turning the volume back up. I think you're getting the static through my Yeti microphone. I have a line in plug from the audio out on the back of the radio into my line in, but I can't seem to get that to work. So normally on Sunday nights, I just call it Sunday Night Ragchew. I do it for 30 minutes or so, and I either show some kind of a setup like a Wires X node, or how to use JS8 call, or stuff that's been done before. I just thought I'd start getting this out and maybe create that little following like like you and many of us others are doing. Okay, so it's coming through the mic. Let me turn that static back off. So anyway, I thought I tried to do a POTA in Japan. T-Mobile wasn't working, so I couldn't do the live. I've got to get all the video I took compiled and put together. I've only had a couple days off and haven't had a chance to do it. I'll get that up there. But this Tuesday night at 5, my next live, I set it up. I'm going to Japan again, and I'm hoping, if T-Mobile has fixed the problem, I wanted to go to that Electric City in Akihabara in Tokyo and check out the radio shops and stuff there. And hopefully T-Mobile's working and I can do it live. It's just easier that I don't have to do any editing, really. If not, then I'll just take video and post a video later in the week. Anyway, let's get back to this. So the SCU-LAN, it took about 9 months to get to me. And I think if you look at Gigaparts right now, it's not even available. I think DX Engineering you can pre-order, and Hammer Deluxe you can pre-order, but it's all back-ordered. And Gigaparts, I got it for $289. I ordered it back in like January or February. It's taken 8 or 9 months to get here. And DX Engineering and Ham Radio, I think, is just over 300. So I went with the yeah, it'd be great. I went with the Gigaparts. I try to support them as much as I can since I won anyway. And I like their free shipping as well. So I order from them as much as possible. Okay, so as you can see here, hopefully, yeah, the bottom, I'm not using the subband B here on the bottom. So these videos shouldn't be a problem. Although I could bring up my, it's okay. I'm going to see I got the SDR screen on the other monitor, but I have to switch something out. So as you can see, we're connected. The cat control, I mean, it's flawless. And again, I'm on the computer that's normally plugged in USB on my radio. but it's not. So I'm on my network, this computer connected to the network, the LAN10 connected to the network, plugged into the radio, so it's good to go. The cat control, everything's just flawless. So let's real quick over this. I mean, it's kind of basic stuff. All these buttons, it's all similar Vox tune. It basically does the same thing as if I was to touch the button on the radio. So I don't really need to go over all this stuff other than, you know, make sure you push the power button. In the frequency area, I know you just kind of, I've found you just kind of go over and do this. So we want to go, let's say the 7, go to 40 meter. Whoop, it's a little touchy. And you can control it all here. So if I moused over the 5, it would, see how it's moving just that number. And if I mouse over the 4, oh no, it still does that. I thought, oh, there it goes. It's kind of picky here. I guess regardless, it goes in 1 kilohertz. I think if I right click here, you can change that. So right click on the frequency and you can change these settings. You could go to 5 kilohertz and then go, well, it's still 1. Did I do the wrong thing? There we go. Tuning and then your frequency shift here as you tune it. So we'll just keep it at the 1 and we'll go through. You know what I have to do is probably put my headphones on. Okay, let me mute one thing. Okay, so are you hearing the static still now? Because I'm hearing it in my headphones and I'm assuming it's coming through. Let me turn that volume on. Because if it's loud, I will volume down that a little bit. Oh, you're not hearing the static. Interesting. Okay. Oh, whoops. USB doesn't work, does it? So you click here on the USB. We'll switch that to LSB, and you can see you've got all the modes here. I'm just hoping I find somebody. Okay, so I'm hearing the voice in my mic, but let me... Oh, I don't have desktop audio on, maybe.
And I've got the...
Can you hear that? Here we go. Let's try that. Yeah, I think that's coming through. Does that sound okay, Frank? Or should I bring that down a little bit? Yeah, I'm in Texas, in Little Elm. It's north of Dallas, about 25 miles, maybe 20 miles. Okay, so we got the desktop audio working. I'm just assuming that you're hearing as good as I hear here, because it's just the desktop audio. So it's whatever I'm hearing, you should be hearing on the stream. Let's try. I don't know. You want to see if we can QSO, Frank? Let's see. I should be using the remote. I'm not supposed to be touching the dial. All right, let me bring the radio audio back up a bit. I'll bring it up to just below the yellow there. Let's see. Let me get that guy again. Oh, I'm supposed to be using that. I got the radio right here. That's the problem. I keep wanting to touch the radio. All right, let's see. Get this guy right here.
Station and everything. And
all right, yeah, that's okay. He's pushing just into the yellow, so hopefully that's loud enough. It's the same level that I'm at.
20-foot sea container that I bulldozed the road up to the top of the hill and put
down a smidge. All right. See, I don't hear myself, so I don't. How about that? It's about 30% down. You'll be my audio my audio check, man.
Batteries up there with shore power running the AC and the lights.
Yeah, I hate how long this delay is for YouTube for me to see it. For some reason, OBS is not popping up the chat, so I have to open up another window for the chat. It used to pop up the chat. Okay. 35%, about right there. That's negative 30 dB. That's probably good. And mine's pushing the full level. Let me go to, let's find a frequency. And again, I'm touching the knob. I got to stop touching. I'm doing this remotely. Even though the radio's a foot away from me. So we'll find a clear frequency here. It's all pretty clear. And I didn't use earlier, here's your noise reduction and all that. So you got all this stuff right here. And it even has the VC tune knob right here, and you can VC tune this. And then your push to talk. AGC on all. Okay, I think everything's good. So let me try. It does cut a little bit out. 7240. All right, let's try. And even though it's a tuned Hustler, I have a feeling I'm going to tune it. So let me just tune it here rather than on here. Although I should look and see if holding this tune down. I think if I hold this down, it'll tune maybe. Yeah, there we go. So even that works. I got to trust the remote software. I've never done remote. So let's see. Now I got to find power. No. I am not seeing power for some reason. I think it'll be right here by... I know it's not that because it's 5 watts right now. I do have that proc switch, which I think I set the audio to sound better, but I'll try it without it and then I'll try it with it. I think I hear somebody. Is that you, Frank? Oh, you're not hearing it? I'm going to turn you up just a hair more. All right, let's see if I get out. Because I don't know how this is going to sound. When I was doing monitor, my headset mic was horrible. The Yeti sounded better, but then it kind of faded off. Oh, yeah, you're really low. Kilo Golf, 6 November, Lima Whiskey. Frank, K5VOP here. Whoa, we got some feedback. That's okay, Frank. I'm at 100 watts as well. Let's try this again. Hopefully not get the feedback. Kilo Golf 6, November, Lima Whiskey. This is Kilo 5, Victor Oscar Papa. All right, Frank. Yeah, I copy you. Again, this is the Yeti microphone. Who knows how good it's coming through, but yeah, you're right at the noise. I was able to copy you, full copy, just in the noise. So it seems to be working, holding the push to talk and using the remote control software. Okay, Roger. I think it's the microphone too. That's the audio I'm going to have to tweak and mess with. But yeah, I copied you. And I'm going to count this as a QSO, Frank, KG6NLW, K5VOP, and I'll go back to the stream. There we go, Frank. We got you. Oh, let me turn this down. Someone else might have been trying to get in there. I'll bring that down pretty low here. Okay, that's, I think, pretty low. Yeah, it sounds like I was deep in the noise. Let me get rid of that. It sounds like you were in the noise, but I did copy most. Yeah, most of it. The noise. I just realized this doesn't have the meter. See, this is something I've got to play with, is get to know the software more. I figured most of it was pretty easy, and it is. There's our function menu. Oh, there's the power right there. Okay. So this, I was really wanting the level. No. Scope menu. So anyway, that's something I'm going to have to play with. But yeah, my noise, looking at the radio, well, my noise is only like S5. But I copied you. The initial one I copied you, and then when you talked, your second or third transmission, when you talked longer, it was hard to catch everything you were saying. I could tell it was you because I recognized your voice from the previous. And I should have thought I could have plugged in my amp, and you would have heard me a lot better. I'm on that Hustler flagpole and Hustler antenna out in my backyard. I made a video on that, and then an updated video when I relocated it. But it seems to work pretty good. I got quite a few radials in the ground. I was watching Tamitha Scob. I know there was some solar activity. I don't know if that's having an effect. I look at the scope here, the waterfall and stuff. Everything, you know, I was doing FT8 earlier, and it seemed pretty clear as far as that goes. But as far as voice, yeah, it's a little bit noisy for voice. But yeah, I think if I put on my 500 watts, I could break through it, which I've really liked that. It's the ALS 500, the mobile, made for mobile, but I just couldn't afford those 800 and 1,000 watt amps, and they're big and bulky, and I was trying to keep things streamlined, so I bought that ALS 500, and then I bought that 10-12 meter add-on. I did a video on how to put that in. It's pretty simple. But I have noticed when I do nets and stuff, and I kick that amp in, even if I'm only doing like 300 or 400 watts, it gets me above the noise and people hear me. And ever since I've had this amp, when I do Saturday morning nets or anything on HF, it's usually NVIS, I get, everybody hears me. So it's definitely, this is my 11th year of being a ham. The amp is well worth the purchase. And if you don't need to pump out that 1,000 or 1,500 watts, the 500 watts, or I think there's a 600 as well. In my personal use so far, it gets me above the noise and people can hear me. So that's my experience. And I didn't think, the problem is I have to plug it in to the other circuit in the hallway. So I got to bring the extension cord in, and I got to plug it into the hallway electrical circuit. Because those 20 amp breakers in my box can't handle my radio, the computer, the 3 screens. I've got the Wires X Node radio, and then that amp. It just can't handle it, and sometimes I'll transmit, and it pops the breaker. So I've found that I could just roll it out to the extension cord in the hallway, and it works just fine. Anyway, so. Yeah, this is normal, Frank. I do this on Sunday nights, and it's usually just a couple friends, and my wife, sometimes she's Mrs. Black Irish 7. She logged in and chatted just to, I think that was a pity chat for me, a pity comment. But yeah, I thought about that, man. I can't imagine what that would cost, because I'm on the other side of the house from the breaker, or the panel. So I would imagine, I'm guessing I need at 50 amps. I don't know, and I'm not that smart with all the electrical stuff, but it's working now that I've switched the extension cord out to the hallway circuit. What I might do is, this office, there's a bedroom on the other side behind the radio wall. I might just put an electrical box and connect it to that bedroom's outlets and just run it from that circuit, then I can keep everything in here, and I don't need that extension cord to run it. Anyway, well, that's unfortunate, but I'll do this again sometime, and now I've learned I can do the remote. I just got to probably get better at using the software. It's good for the most part, but I really wish I could get the meter like I have. Let me show you real quick. Video capture device. This will be the SDR. I didn't set this up for this stream, so let me do right there. Okay, and I'll shrink that down. So there's my radio on the monitor through a mirror box, so you can see. I'd like to find a way to get that meter on the remote here, but maybe I can't. I'll have to play around with that. Because this is, it's not down here. Not split. Oh, really? On the... So if you... Oh, I got you. Because you don't have the box. So you're doing like Raspberry Pis or some other kind of setup? These boxes, someone noticed one selling it used. So if you don't want to wait and do the back order with DX Engineering or whoever else still sells it, check probably Hamnet or eHam or whatever that is, and look for a used one. I don't know how you can break it unless you've run a bunch of volts through it somehow. And it's pretty easy setup, and it works great. This is amazing. So what I'll probably do next is install. Oh, okay, yeah. I use HRD as well. I haven't even tried the remote Vox. So what I'll probably do in the next few weeks, it's busy with Christmas and I'm working extra overtime and stuff, is I'll probably install the remote software on my laptop, and then when I travel somewhere and get into a hotel or something, I might give it another try and test it from truly remote, where I'm not tempted to touch the dials because they're so close and I'm so used to touching the dials. But overall, I'm really happy with this. You're looking at probably easily $300 for the product, and I was a little bit, I hate spending more and more money, and I always like to think like, okay, this is all I need, but I know that's a lie. Every ham radio operator knows that's a lie. You never have all you need. There's always something else. But yeah, it works pretty good. Oh, and my other purchase was, let me switch this, see if it'll show up. I got in this week, which is pretty cool. I don't know if that'll show or not. That may not show. Let me try that again. Yeah, it's not going to show. It's on a different HDMI. Here, I'll just show you. I got that ham clock, the Innovato ham clock. So I got that set up on my other monitor. It's really cool. And still learning about it, but for $40, you can't beat it. So that was a cool purchase. I set that up yesterday as well. And there's quite a few setup videos, so I didn't think I needed to do another setup video. But yeah, if you are, oh really, for the box, that's actually pretty quick, because I ordered it, I want to say February, and I got it a couple of months ago. It took 7 or 8 months. I think it was about 8 months. So that's not bad. But again, yeah, it's always, coming up with the money. But if you're doing remote, see, I've never really done remote. I take my 891 when I travel, and I use the 891, and I've never even thought of doing remote. So now this is kind of cool. I can remote here, and I thought it might be cool if I QSO myself when I'm in Japan, and see if I can QSO myself. Probably not, because the antenna I use in Japan is usually a mag loop, but I'm going to do an in-fed. All the main YouTubers have done in-fed videos pretty much, and so I'm going to build one of those infeds and try to hang it out a hotel window and see how it works. Yeah, I've redone mine, and then I added the amp, and I added another trip light. So I've got to I got to get under there and redo the wires. I built these floating shelves, and then I have the wires all clipped underneath because my wife doesn't like to see wires, so our computers and everything is clipped under the desk. Well, a bunch of them are out now because I rewired and did stuff, so I got to reclip some of those up. Yeah, everyone likes the end-fed half wave. I use chameleons with the micro and the 73-foot wire. I do inverted V's for NVIS, and it works great, but I need one that's a little like a thinner wire and just smaller makeup, so I can kind of hang it out the window and it's not really noticed out the hotel. Those guys, the management know I do it, but I don't think they're going to want me hanging a 60-foot wire or whatever out the window, but I'll be able to do it at night, and maybe 40 meters I can make some QSOs into the US on voice, because I've only done FT8 from Japan, and I have actually, with the mag loop, contacted a guy in my club here, KD2KW, on FT8. We've actually QSO'd twice on FT8 with my mag loop in Japan. My Japan call is Juliet India 1 Golf Bravo Charlie, JI1 GBC, and I've got that QRZ up as well. I think it's up to date. But yeah, I've got to get my end-fed half wave built. So I don't know. I might just do the video just to show people that if I can do it, anybody can do it, I guess. But there's so many out there, it's like, it's kind of pointless for me to make another one. But anyway, well, in just this quick test, there might be some audio tweaking I need to look into and test some of that. But if you can, yeah, if you do remote and you've got a Yaesu, man, this seems like the way to go. $300-ish of investment, but it's got everything. I'm going to play around with the screen and see if there's any other options. I'd really like to see a meter. I just don't see an instant button or anything. Actually, let me click on. No, that's the tuning. So yeah, I would highly suggest this. I mean, if you can afford it and you do a lot of remote, this is well worth it with your Yaesu radios. But I did notice you do have to make sure. I think I did the firmware update on there, but you do have to make sure that this SCU-LAN10, it does have to have that 3.0 firmware updated. And I got mine and it was 1 point something. So you do have to update that for it to work on the 710, just so you know. You will have to make sure that firmware is updated. It's simple. Download the file, and I think I show how to do it on that video. But anyway, thanks for joining me, Frank. That's about all I do. I just do something quick Sunday nights, and maybe my grandkids will have some kind of record of their grandfather's life on radio. But just trying to show people the stuff I've done, and maybe it'll help some people with what they do in ham radio. But yeah, I'll try to do, hopefully from Electric City in Akihabara, Japan, Tuesday. I think I set it at 6 p.m. Central. Hopefully T-Mobile works and I can live stream. I'm looking forward to that. I met a Japanese ham when I was there a week or so ago trying to do a POTA in Japan, and he was an old ham, and he told me about the messages, or the stores in the Electric City, and the radio stores are pretty cool, so I'll be going to that. Yeah, message me in Discord. I've got that mobile. Sometimes I don't have Wi-Fi on the plane. Sometimes I do. But yeah, just message me, and I'll probably do some kind of a video post if T-Mobile's not working before the live, just to let people know it's not working. Either way, if not, I'll put a video up later in the week, and hopefully have some fun things to show off. And actually, Japan is usually expensive, but with the exchange rate at 140 to the dollar, there might be some good deals over there. So I'll keep an eye out. Maybe I'll find a LAN10 available. We'll see. Yeah, the other thing I got to start doing more of too, I've got 4 antennas I need to use and review. And then I've got 3 other dry pack meals I want to show people, kind of give them a recipe on how to dry pack meals. We were talking about that on Jason's stream. And I'm getting a freeze dryer. I think it's supposed to come in February, maybe. They back ordered them. And then I hope to be able to make and sell, like just at farmers markets or something. Like I buy the freeze dried food in bulk now, but I can freeze dry any kind of food. So people with dietary restrictions, you know, I can make gluten-free stuff, and I can do all sorts of things. And I thought about maybe selling those at just seeing how it goes. Maybe sell them open a table at a HamCom and see if people want preparedness foods, and start getting the word out, and maybe take special orders for dietary needs. And I did one on 16 bean chicken soup. It's on my YouTube. That's the only one I think I've put out. And that 1 quart Mylar bag makes 22 cups of soup. So for my family of 4, that and then a pack of oatmeal, that's 2 meals a day, and it feeds a family of 4. And I can fit those 60 packs in a plastic tub, simple, and underneath a bed. So it's a real easy way. And I get the bulk freeze-dried food, and then when I do my own, it'll be good. But we put O2 packets in them, and looking at 25 years, they'll last. So all you got to do is store water, and you're good to go. But I'll try to get some more of those out as well, and do some. I'm trying to do both, but there's so many YouTubers out there, you know, with everything, tech prepper and all, you know. But you know, I'm just trying to find something kind of different that people aren't really doing. So food storage, stuff like that. But either way, I think having more information is better than no information. But all right, I'm gonna close it up. It's 9:36. I can hear rustling in the other room. People are getting to bed, so I got to get to bed as well. Thanks, Frank. I think you're the only one. Oh, there's Michael. I didn't even see you, Michael. Sorry. Getting Out in Life. Michael's checking in late. Michael, he does the Getting Out in Life channel and the Michael Out in Life. He's so yeah, thanks for checking in, Mike. And I was just about to close it up, though. If you want any last words, Michael, I didn't see your post today, but I will. Thanks, Frank 73, and 73 to everybody else who watches this afterwards. Hope you like, subscribe, and comment with questions or suggestions if there's anything you'd like to see. No worries, Michael. You're here, and that's all that matters. All right, guys, that's it for this week. Hopefully see you Tuesday night on a live stream from Tokyo. Take care, 73, everybody.